I chose to study abroad in Dublin, Ireland because of my heritage. My whole mom's side of the family is Irish, so I really wanted to experience that whole side of the family and get to know that culture and all that stuff.
I feel like I was more drawn to the Beijing program because I was able to teach English and share some of my culture while also being taught the Chinese culture. And Beijing is such a hub for business and Chinese culture that it just sounded right to me.
Even though it didn't go along with my major, which was microbiology, I decided to kind of go out of my comfort zone, go somewhere different, see a different side of science.
I studied Portuguese at the beginning of my college career, so I wanted to continue developing my language skills.
I chose a summer program because I didn't want to be away from Gainesville for the fall and spring semesters, and I also wanted to be in town for Gator football.
Doing research on different programs, I knew it needed to be in the summer because I didn't want to miss out on the different things going on campus. I had kind of already planned out my different classes that I wanted to take.
I chose a shorter program because it was more affordable, more of what I could do rather than going a semester long. And also I didn't want to spend too much time away from home because I'm really close to my family.
I felt like just 6 weeks. I had had an experience like that before when I went to Italy. Studied abroad in Italy a few years back, and it was a great experience, but I felt that it was too short. It wasn't long enough for me to actually experience the culture and get to know the people and get to know the language. The longer you stay abroad, the more intense, the more extensive your experience will be, and the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to love the place, and the harder it's going to be to come back.
I formed close relationships with my professors. I got to travel to the BBC in London and we got a tour of that. We got to go to the Le Monde in Paris and got to tour with that, get to speak with journalists and people who are also interested in the field that I want to go into. So it was an educational experience. I knew that I wanted to also create relationships, form friendships with other UF students, especially in my college, which could create future networking opportunities.
I went with USAC, which is a program provider. I went with them because they offered a program in Florianopolis, which is in the south of Brazil. The classes that they provided were quite a variety. I really wanted to develop my language skills, and they provided 2 separate classes of Portuguese, and some of their electives were also taught in Portuguese, such as surfing and Brazilian cuisine.
Classes were Monday through Thursday, which was great, so we had Fridays off, so that was really nice. And class wasn't a pain to go to because they were field trips and they were always fun and exciting.
So when I found the Dominican Republic trip and found out that it had the service learning aspect, that was something really that interested me, and that I would have the opportunity to volunteer and work in schools with children and teach them Spanish, how to read and write. And it was just a great opportunity, and it had everything that I wanted.
I knew that I wanted this study abroad experience to travel with me throughout the rest of my college experience, which influenced my decision to study abroad with the UF program in the summer. Because I did that UF-sponsored program, I took 6 credits, which fulfilled my 9-credit summer residency, so I didn't even have to stay in Gainesville for a summer. I've never been in Gainesville for a summer, which was awesome, because I've heard it gets really hot here.
Another reason why I chose the UF in Dominican Republic is because it had a homestay. It was a great way to introduce us to the city and the culture and just the life of the Dominican Republic.
I opted not to do a homestay because even though that it's the family opening up their doors and really being eager to host an exchange student, I still felt like I'd be a hindrance, and due to dietary restrictions, I also wanted to pick an apartment.
Research programs, because I feel like if I would research programs, I might have still chosen the journalism program, but I would have at least had more of an awareness of the other programs out there.
If you have the passion to study abroad, you should absolutely study abroad.